don't know if you guys checked the copper price. I haven't, but I heard that copper had gone over $50, or I'm sorry, $5 again. That would be cool if true. And a reason why everybody should be getting their copper in. I hear a lot of people say, well, oh, the price is going to go up, hang on to it. But there's really nothing wrong with taking your profits, getting profits while you can, because you know you're going to get more copper, and then you can get the higher price then. But get it along the way too. There's too many times where people wait for a better situation, better, and then all of a sudden that never comes. Now you missed your opportunity. I think it's better just to take it when you can, and anyway, that's my opinion. These are done. I'm going to put these with the other ones. And speaking of copper, throw on a glove, which I'm glad I'm throwing it on now. Nice move. Jeez. Beautiful copper right there. Love it. Huh? This thing is really loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, but it hasn't been working right lately. Now this one says it's a TS8000. This says mag torch. Now it shows it with one of these yellow containers, so I have to assume they're made for this. Now this one isn't loose at all. So I don't know if this one broke or what the heck happened. Can't get the button to stop. So I used to use clippers and clip all this string, or use a knife. This seems way easier, obviously. That string didn't really burn all that well. It's almost like it. So what I would do is cut this one off, since this one did pretty good. Ugh. Man, that reeks. That reeks. Just absolutely covered in copper dust. Don't really need to take that plastic off, but it comes off really easy. Oh, let's see. Ugh. Yeah, how about that? I think so. Oh, they probably don't want all these wires on. Makes it all come apart. Okay, wow, there's copper dust everywhere. Not only coming this way, it's all over up here too. Sheesh. sometimes it does that. And I've pulled all these out before, but this is just shred steel. So it can go just like that. This one is coming out really easy. I'll keep hitting. Jeez. Yeah, this one isn't taking much. Keeping all this in a bucket to find out how much copper we're going to get out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 big motors, 2 small motors. So you take a guess how many pounds of copper I'm going to get. There we go. That's 2. Whew. Wish they all came out like that. Oftentimes, each little section right here requires one little tap to kind of get it going and free it up, because when you cut this, a lot of times it'll seal this copper around the edges up here, so you kind of have to free it a little bit. And once you do that, thing's ready to go. Of course, my stamp is crooked. Another easy one. Didn't do that first, so it wasn't coming out. See, when it only pushes down one section of it, like you see right here and here, that's a problem. The string, man. All that string holds all those pieces together. Big chunk just fell out. A lot of sirens going on right now. Oh man, the copper flying all over the place. There it goes, everywhere. Punch just fell. One thing I failed to mention, if you have a Kung Fu grip like I do, you can just pull it out beast mode style. Of course, I rip phone books in half with my bare hands in my spare time. So
hey, Brent.
Yo.
Thank you, Cooper.
Hey, it's neighbor Danny, everybody. Okay, well, that was a pretty abrupt stop. Danny actually came in because he told me that his mom had just passed away and needed me to take him over to where his mom was. And Danny's wife was already there. So his mom was 95, lived a long time. Sounds like yesterday they gave her 24 to 48 hours because it sounds like things were shutting down inside of her. So yeah, so she just passed. Danny was really upset, as you can imagine. Doesn't matter if your mom is 65 or 95, that's still your mom. And so anyway, I was of course happy to put this trivial stuff aside and get him over there. She was in a hospice facility. So anyway, we're gonna try to get this finished up here, but if you want to leave a message for him, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. So anyway, yeah. This will be my last one actually for tonight. That is that. So we got a little bit of a mess here. Just have these to do. Pretty nice. I don't know what that is. 7-8 pounds maybe. Plus all of this over here. All of these here. Okay, so that is that, guys. Well, maybe I'll come back tomorrow and finish this up because I got to do the weight, so I'm not going to call this quite yet, but I'm going to go inside. Yeah. Hey, what is up, everyone? It is a couple days later, and what do you say we get this this one wrapped up? Just got a couple more to bang out. They're going to come out real easy. This one's almost out already, actually. Throw that in my shred. Okay, so I burned all the string off of this, but you can see everything's kind of melted together on the top of this, including having plastic and other stuff. The whole point of burning the strings is so each individual section will come out. And given what I'm seeing here, that may not happen. Yeah, so it's coming out now. Just you need to get started. You gotta break the seal, if you will. There we go. All right, it's all working itself out now. Okay. Let's just get it all out of here. Okay. Yeah, it was really weird. Yesterday when my wife came home, I saw her coming into the driveway. I look out the front door and I also see 3 cops out on the street, which was weird because they're never normally around here. And then I saw them go up to the house across the street and down a little bit, and they were banging on the door saying, "Police, come to the door, we hear you. We hear you in there." Well, I don't think they came to the door, and then the police ended up just leaving. Not in a hurry, but so makes me wonder if they did hear them in there, why did they leave? Like, that makes no sense. Or maybe they didn't really hear him, but I mean, they literally left like 1 minute later. Or they left the front door anyway. One of them went into her car and probably had to write up the report before she left, but it just seemed weird. Like, if you really heard him in there, then why would you be leaving? You're obviously there for a reason. So yeah, that was just kind of weird. And I saw one of the cops, he waved to me and I waved back. I was wearing my Lions sweatshirt, and of course, because I'm in Wisconsin, I told the guy, I said, "Well, geez, I saw 3 cars out here," and I'm like, "Geez, I'm only a Lions fan. It shouldn't be that big of a deal." Then he chuckled, and he said, "Well, that is an arrestable offense around here, I would think." Which, that was kind of funny. Okay, so the only other thing that needs to be done is to get the copper off of this. Try to get that bearing in there. Get the bearing pins so I can spin this easily. I also forgot to, well, yeah, when you do this, if you're going to cut one of these is going to have this big round thing here, flange. The other side won't. You actually want to do the cutting on the opposite side of that flange, because you already have to make your cut at an angle so that you're not going straight into this, so that you have to be at an angle. And with that flange, that just gets in the way even more, and you're going to end up cutting a lot of steel. So it's best just to get that out of the way. Actually, this first row you go straight on, and then the second row you got to go at an angle. This isn't super heavy copper, but it's easy copper. And I mean, if you were to have a bunch of these, that would add up fast. That's a good chunk. There are things we harvest that don't have as big a chunk of copper as that, so. Of course, it's up to every individual person if they don't want to waste their time going through all this. They just want to turn the whole thing in as a electric motor. Totally their choice. There are things that some people do that I just don't want to do at all. Not that it's hard, it doesn't interest me. And this is the kind of thing right up that alley. Like, this just wouldn't interest somebody. I don't know, maybe it's just the, you know, prying it out like this that I like. I don't know. I just know there's a lot of things that I work on where I spend time getting copper out of it, and it's a lot less copper than this. And again, it's easy to get this out. Let me hold on a second. So some examples of things that aren't easy to get out. That, for one. That is not easy at all. This wouldn't be easy. And the reason is because you have so much plastic here. When you go to cut here, to cut the copper, you're also going to be cutting the plastic. Yes, you could knock that off, but I don't know. Get this done real quick. Going on 3 weeks. still sick. A little. I feel better today than I have in several days. Okay. Okay, so this is the copper I have. This is the aluminum. Let's turn this on. This bucket was what did we just say? 0.8 pounds. The weight of the bucket. I want to say 10 pounds, but it's probably 12 or 14. I don't know. 13.8. That's a good amount. 13.8 pounds. Do I have a number 2 bucket? No, this is my number. Oh no, yeah, I do. Right here is my number 2 bucket. All right, almost a full bucket, which is nice. So I've got all of this over here because I gotta get all my lawn furniture, as I mentioned before, through here and into the basement, and I needed to make some room. So real quickly, I'm not going to show you all of these. I'm gonna process these out and then I'll show it to you at the end, but this is basically what I'm gonna do with these, as you've probably seen before. Okay, cut both sides. Both of those are steel. This piece is steel. This, all this packing that has the grease in it. Gonna need this. There's a steel cap on this end as well. So that's kind of a pain. That's rubber. There's more packing over here. Okay, so that's clean. And then finally, open this. Bad thing about putting this camera right in between me and what I'm working on is it gets in the way all the time. Anyway, you can see this metal ring right here. So this has to come out. There it goes. Okay. Steel and finally cast aluminum. And I got that many to do, so let's do it. Or actually, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna do it on camera. Bore you to tears. I'll be right back. There you go. We got them done. Let's weigh them. 4.7 pounds times 60 cents. Great. A little over $2. Ah. As if we need constant reminders as to why we focus on copper. It is what it is, though. We got the copper out of them. We'll just call it bonus money, I guess. That's it. Appreciate you watching. Thanks. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Go eat a quarter pounder with cheese if you haven't. And then peace out after that.